Shubman Gill and Devas said. Final practice session of the Indian team here at Eden Gardens before they fly off on the test. Now, the biggest topic for the day. And of course, the biggest breaking news that we brought to you was that Shubman Gill is unlikely to get to the second test. Now, the question here arises. Here is the particular situation. Will it be a side structure or will we see another horse in the poster approach in the second test? Of course, now, there has never been a test match with two parties. We don't know how the surface plays when it comes to a five-day test match. Do we even go to a five-day test? Please, another question. Mike is not working. 1 second. Is the mic not working really? What is the problem here? Let me just give me 1 second. Is there any way you can hear me now, Neil? Please check your group if Neil is messaging. Let me know if the mic is working now. Quality issue. That's something unfortunately we can't do anything about because it's very loud outside. It's fine now. It's fine. Great. We're good now. Should I do the introduction again?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was a very long one. But okay, final practice session of the Indian team is over now because if you can, I know you can't see, but I'll show you guys. Here are the team buses that are standing there at the moment. They are waiting for the players to come out. So the final practice session at the Eden Gardens is done and dusted. Team will now fly off to Guwahati. And of course, the biggest breaking news that we brought to you today was that Shubman Gill is very unlikely to make it to the Guwahati test. The injury that he sustained during the first innings of the first test match has been aggravated as in he had to be hospitalized, then he got released Sunday evening, but now it will take him another 5 to 7 days to completely recover and it won't be enough time for him to recover and make it to the second test. He is likely to make it back in the team for the ODIs, but the question now arises, in the absence of the Indian skipper, who makes it to that number 4 position? Is it a Devdutt Padikkal who will finally find a place in the playing 11, or will it be a Sai Sudarshan who was unfortunately left out in the first place? Now, Shomik, if I were to ask you, we've seen the practice session today. Of course, first give us the details on Shubman Gill. You filed that copy today. I did a separate video, but to anyone who does not know the details of the injury, of the comeback, whether or not he will fly to Guwahati, what are the details on Shubman?
See, Shubman Gill will start his neck exercises in a couple of days, and after only after he starts the neck exercises, can it be said how will he recover and how long it takes. According to specialists, it might take 5 to 7 days, which all but rules him out of the Guwahati test. We broke the story that Shubman Gill doubtful for Guwahati test, and we have broken the story that Shubman Gill is all but out of the Guwahati test. Now, the fact of the matter is that if things go to plan, I give you a give you a big of a backstory also. During India's first innings at Eden Gardens at the first test, Shubman Gill aggravated his neck injury while playing a slog sweep against Simon Harmer, and the pain became very severe in the evening, and he had to be hospitalized. He was taken to a private hospital in Calcutta, and on Sunday when India lost that test match, India lost the first test. He was recovering. He was kept under observation at the hospital. In the evening, on Sunday evening, he was discharged, but he still had a bit of pain. And now he is much better. He is much better. He is recovering steadily. But the problem is that Shubman Gill has a history of neck stiffness, and this time the spasms things was acute. So both combined, it was pretty bad. Now Shubman Gill, if Shubman Gill is it is not even decided whether he would travel with the team to Guwahati. So playing at Guwahati, he needs a mini miracle. Now, who will replace him? We'll let you know. We'll get to that while we do our live, while we continue our conversation. Did all Tarun Egi is asking? Did all batters come to the practice session? So
I know you're going to go on a rant later. But only 6 players from the Indian team showed up for the practice. It was Sai Sudarshan, Dhruv Jurel, Washington Sundar, Akash Deep. Who else am I missing?
Ravindra Jadeja,
Ravindra Jadeja and Washington Sundar,
Washington Sundar,
and one more.
Devdutt
Devdutt
Padikkal.
Padikkal. So these are the 6 players who made it to the practice session. But Devashish, coming back to the point, biggest talking point will obviously be that number 4 position. We saw Washington Sundar at number 3. We saw an Aksar Patel in the team along with 3 more spinners. What are you expecting? Is it a Devdutt Padikkal or is it a Sai Sudarshan who should keep his place?
Among the two, it will be among the two. I guess. It means if Shubman Gill does not make himself available, if he's not fit enough to play the second test, in all probability, I would go for either of them. Means and why in all probability, I think Washington Sundar will keep his place at number 3, going by the way he batted in the first test match. He was the lone batter from both the sides who played 50 balls in both the innings, and he showed tremendous temperament and skills and patience. Yes, he would have hoped to take India home, but that was not the case. But I would say the amount of time he spent in the middle today at the nets, having long discussion with Gautam Gambhir and Sitang Sukuta, it might just think that the team management will somewhat be influenced to go with us Washington Sundar. But therein lies the trick. Means who goes in at number 4. Whether it's going to be a Sai Sudarshan, that's not normally not the place. He batted in number 3 in England also during the series in West Indies. So it will be interesting as to whether it's going to be Devdutt Padikkal or Sai Sudarshan at number 4. That will be a tricky call. But you cannot rule out Nitish Kumar Reddy, although he did not join the side today. But you cannot rule out a Nitish Kumar Reddy might be dropping one left-arm spinner and getting a Nitish Reddy in. Maybe that would be a good choice because there are too many left-handers in that side. And remember what Simon Harbour did to the Indian batters, picking 4 out of the 6 wickets he took at the first test.
Now, Shomik, if I were to ask you, is this in your head? Is this a competition clearly between Devdutt and Sai? Or do you think there could be a left-hand off-field selection with a Ruturaj Gaikwad coming in? Now with Nitish Kumar Reddy also joining the squad, we are once again thrown off for a loop because we don't know how the Guwahati surface plays. If it's giving purchase to the seamers, you might just see Nitish Kumar Reddy come in. But when it comes to number 4 spot, who are you seeing there?
See, two things. First of all, it is still a little too early. The team hasn't reached Guwahati yet.
Correct.
So they will go to the conditions, and the conditions are completely different in Guwahati. BAV in Gardens. Here they played on black soil pitches. Here they trained also on black soil pitches. At Guwahati, it's a red soil. So the bounce would be a bit more. Red soil is a different thing. Red soil and black soil. I mean, so from that point of view, what my understanding is that in any case, Sai Sudarshan is coming back to the playing 11. Sai Sudarshan. Whether it is Devdutt Padikkal or Nitish Kumar Reddy or maybe, you never know, still 4 days to go, the selectors might add either Rituraj Gaikwad or Sarfraz Khan to the squad. We have seen that happen last year during New Zealand. Before the second test, Washington Sundar was drafted into the squad, and from there he has become a permanent fixture. Yeah, permanent fixture in this Indian team. So you never know. But we still have time. We still have time. So it is a little too premature to talk about the playing 11. But you are absolutely right. I did a copy yesterday also. The overload of left-handers against Simon Harbour. That is giving Simon Harbour an advantage. But I also want to make it clear. It is about the quality of batsmanship. Suppose, I mean, if Saurabh Ganguly, hypothetically, if Saurabh Ganguly, a left-hander, if you were batting, Simon Harbour wouldn't have existed. I mean, the ball would have been sent out of the park. If even Gautam Gambhir was batting, Gautam Gambhir was a fantastic player against Smith. He would have played Simon Harbour very comfortably. So it is not. It is about the quality of batsmanship. Yes, the overload of left-handers in the side is working to India's disadvantage at this moment in time, but that is purely because of the fact that the current crop of players, and Gautam Gambhir spoke about the technique and temperament also, the current crop of players, they crumble, especially the majority of them, not all of them, but this team has a tendency to crumble under pressure.
Debashish, we were all at the practice session. I was having this conversation with Shomik as well while I was sitting next to him and we were observing. At one point, not only one point, there were many points in time during this couple of hour, 3-4 hour practice session that in every single net, in the three nets that we have for the batters, every single batter was a left-hander. Too many left-handers in the squad?
No, that is what Somikta reiterated. Means obviously too many left-handers in the playing 11. Means, I don't know when was the last time that Indian batting was packed with so many
Exactly.
left-handers. Means, I don't have the
Once
stats
there was
right
a
now.
time when you didn't have a left-hander and you were
Exactly,
you
exactly.
were
Now you have
yearning for
as
a
many as
left-hander.
7 left-handers
Yes.
that side that played in the first test, and that I think yes. So in I somewhat agree with Shomikda. It would not be a bad idea to get a left right hander in that top order. Means,
Right.
just to unsettle and not give the South African
Keep that left
bowlers
eye
a rhythm.
going.
Means obviously
Yeah.
if there are too many left handers at the top order, then automatically if Simon Harbour gets a fair idea, then he can trouble the Indian batters.
Okay, Bhavya is asking, how is Shubman Gill's health? Will he be ready for the ODI series? So the latest update here is Shubman Gill will still need 5 to 7 days to recover from the injury that he
He is
has.
expected to be
He is
part of the ODI
yes.
series.
And 2-3 days later he will start the mobility with his neck. He will start the exercises, but before that it's very unlikely for Shubman Gill to make it to the second test at this point. If something like that happens, it would be a miracle, but at the same time I don't think the Indian management will want to risk Shubman Gill like that. You have a World Cup coming up. You have many more important series coming up. So, very unlikely for Shubman Gill to make
No,
it to the
if he
second
can't
test.
move his neck, how would he
How
play?
will he play?
It is
Exactly. It is
irrespective of whether it is a test
exactly.
match or a World Cup. If he can't move his neck, it is not possible.
No, even if he recovers, just say, let's say one day
No,
ahead
it would be
of
still
the
pretty
test.
tender, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Is
exactly.
it what resting him, Shomikta? Is it what resting him
How will
for
he
one
play
test?
that?
One test match?
One test match, Shubman Gill, resting him. He is in any case not playing.
I'm saying even if he recovers, say if he is 90% fit, would you risk him or rather
No.
play him for that all important test
That
match?
should be Shubman Gill's call. He's the captain. That should be. I mean, irrespective of what medical team says, if he feels he is 90% or 85%, and if he wants to push the envelope, then that's Shubman Gill's call. I mean, that call will have to be taken by the player himself, because we have seen in the past that players defying the medical advices and pushing the envelope. It has happened in the past.
Absolutely.
But
Yes.
the thing is that thing is that whether he will do it or not, I mean, if it is absolutely nigh on impossible. It is not. It would be unfair to blame Shubman Gill if he fails to turn up.
Yeah, we were talking about horses for courses approach, and then Ashish Shandilya has, given us a suggestion that is beyond horses for courses. He's asking, can local boy Riyan Parag make it to the playing 11? I don't think that's happening.
I don't think
No,
also
I don't
that's
think
happening.
he's
Yeah.
even that far ahead in the pecking order
Yeah.
when it comes
Riyan
to
Parag
test
is a very good cricketer, all right, and he has done well in the Ranji Trophy also. But at this moment in time, I don't see that's happening.
A lot of questions in our comment sections about what do you expect the pitch to be like. Someone asked, looking at the practice, what do you think? The practice is at Eden Gardens, not in Guwahati. So we haven't seen. These two will travel to Guwahati and have a look and tell us what's it like.
I think today's optional practice season was not an indication. Means obviously all the
Not at all.
spinners batted. They hardly bowled. In fact, the
Was she
guys
bowled for a long
was
time?
she bowled for not a long time, but
No, I was there since the
yeah, but
beginning.
most of them batted. Means Jadeja, Akshar,
Akashdeep
Devdutt
bowled for a
Padikkal,
long time.
Washington Sundar. So it will be interesting whether the Indian team management stays with four spinners, four-pronged spin attack. Means that to me was a one too many. Somikda, if you ask me, that is personally my views. I thought that it was one too many.
One spinner didn't get a ball at all.
At all. One over.
One spinner didn't almost. That is nothing.
Nothing,
So absolutely,
exactly. My
virtually
point.
didn't get a ball at all. So that is number one. Number two, I also don't know what purpose did this practice session serve. They practiced here on a completely different type of pitch, on black soil pitch, and there they will go and play on start training on a red soil pitch. But Then again, it is about the players. They are sometimes they feel comfortable
Rhythm.
with the feel,
Yeah.
with the rhythm, with the feel of bat on ball. So from that point of view, okay, fine. But we have to keep in mind that India is staring at another home whitewash in 12 months. It has never happened in the history of Indian cricket. Two whitewashes, home whitewashes. If India don't win in Guwahati, it would be two home whitewashes in 12 odd months. It has never happened. Even during the volatile period of the 1950s, when India had four captains in five tests in the 1950s against the West Indies. Four captains. That was the volatile period. But even during that period also, it never happened. Two home whitewashes in 12 months. When another nine, even during the 80s, when the mighty West Indies were ruling everything, even then it didn't happen. So, I mean, it is a diabolical record. Losing four home tests out of six over 12 months, it's already a diabolical record. And if India don't win in Guwahati, that would be humiliating.
Okay, final 3 4 minutes on the show.
I have something to use. Continue. I have something to say about this practice
I
session.
know exactly what you want to say. Please, Yashashvi Jaiswal.
No, no.
Acha, okay, not that.
I'm so very impressed with Ravindra Jadeja. Debashish and
Oh,
Gargi.
yes.
I'm so very impressed. This man is a bona fide legend.
Yeah.
He's a bona fide legend. He is one of the greats that Indian cricket has ever produced. And he is 36 years old, and yet he turned up for the optional practice session, spent long hours at the nets, did his fitness drills, everything. Right? I think he was first to get into the nets and the last to leave. So that is the commitment of Ravindra Jadeja. And I was baffled not to see Yashasvi Jaiswal in the optional
In fact,
practice
Gargi,
session.
I was right behind Ravindra Jadeja when he was taking those sprints in front of
Yeah.
Adrian Laru. He was completely drenched. He was
Yeah.
panting, means obviously,
He was on
and
the
that
ground.
itself shows the commitment.
Yes.
Means despite spending almost hour and a half in the nets batting, then he turns up and does his fitness drills. Means so as to keep himself fit, supremely fit, and that is what it's all about. Means be it is batting, bowling, fielding. I mean, he comes in a package. Means that is the beauty. And India is means, lucky, fortunate to
But
have someone like a
but
Ravindra Jadeja.
pray tell me, why didn't Yashasvi Jaiswal turn up?
That
He got out for two low scores in both innings. That can happen.
and the manner in which he got out.
No, yes, that can. And Sunil Gavaskar has questioned his approach, not his talent. He is a supremely talented cricketer. But even Sunil Gavaskar has questioned his approach in both innings, right? Now you have gotten out for low scores in both innings. You can serve me the excuse that I was doing my gym session. That was where the fitness program is laid out. But the cricket is played at the ground on the field, not at the gym. So, I mean, you can get better. You can iron out your flaws only by practicing out there in the middle, not at the gym. So why wasn't it? Why didn't he turn up? I don't know the logic. He is not unfit. He is fit. He is not unfit. So it defies logic that Yashasvi Jaiswal, 36-year-old Ravindra Jadeja, turned up and spent 3 hours at the nets and 20 onward.
I have a very
Interesting point.
interesting question to Shomikda.
Okay, back to
Won't,
you.
won't it be fair enough to say that the test match gets over in 3 days? You are staying in Kolkata for 2 days. In this modern day, when BCCI is means obviously it's just one call and organizing the logistics and sending the team one day before in Guwahati. Perhaps a practice session here at Eden, as you rightly mentioned, that it's a wicket that is made of black soil and compared to what it will be in Guwahati. So it won't be a bad idea had India went into Guwahati, had a practice session in Guwahati, get at least one more practice session.
Exactly. That is the venue. That is the venue for the second test. So the sooner you go there, the test match is ended in 3 days. The day four, you had a rest, and that which you
And
deserve.
then you will have another rest day,
Yeah.
travel day.
Yeah, travel day. So you could have gone to Guwahati and get a feel of the conditions, because Guwahati would be hosting a test match for the first time. That would have been a more pragmatic call. I don't know what was the thought process behind having one more practice session at Eden Gardens. It's beyond my comprehension.
On that note, we shall take your leave because we'll be back very soon. So at 3 p.m., we'll do a special story on Shujon Mukherjee and Gautam Gambhir, how their chemistry goes way back to when Gautam Gambhir was the mentor of Kolkata Knight Riders, and how that ally or alliance still stays, and how they both defended each other in public. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We'll be back at 5 as well. So don't forget to join us live again outside of the Eden Gardens. Thank you.